Previously on the last Pokémon Crystal challenge run. Don't want to take on him, he's just annoying. And coming up, Goldenrod, don't want to take her. Don't want to take him, oh, we'll have an Abra. It's time to run the crab again. It has been an awful long time, in fact over 3 years since we last had a pre-recorded challenge run with our Kingler, and an awful lot has changed in that time. Kingler has the potential to be one of our quicker Pokemon, not necessarily in the very top tier, but I think it is very much worth giving it another try. We're running our 4 moves format as normal here on the channel, so we need to pick our 4 moves for this challenge. First one we're going to get is Surf. We might only have 50 in our special attack, but most of the Pokemon we're going to use Surf against have trash special defense. In slot number 1, we are going to go for Body Slam. Body Slam is a great all-around physical move. It's normal type, it's going to do a lot of damage to a lot of Pokemon, and then Hidden Power Ground is going to synergize very well with Body Slam, because it's super effective against all the Pokemon where Body Slam is resisted. And then in slots number 3, we are going to go for Swords Dance. We're a physical attacker, and any opportunity we can take to increase our physical attack, we will grab it with both hands. So that is the fully completed learn set. We have Body Slam, Hidden Power Ground, Swords Dance, and Surf for our Kingler. We are level 5 with 21 HP, 19 in attack, 18 in defense, 11 in the specials, and 14 in speed. That's the Kingler we're running with. What Kingler would you run with? Let me know in the comments down below. And now there's only one thing left to do. Let the challenge begin. I don't know if it's just me, but Kingler brings me so much joy. It's one of those Pokemon I quite often forget exists, and then when I remember that it is actually a Pokemon, I'm like, yeah, I love this thing. It's so goofy, it's so derpy. It's one of the most lopsided Pokemon Game Freak have ever created, but there's something so appealing about it. Genuinely, I have such a love for this Pokemon, and I'm incredibly excited to see just how well we can do over the course of the next hour to hour and a half or so with this Pokemon. We have Swords Dance, courtesy of its being a Gen 1 Pokemon and being able to learn it in Gen 1. We have huge physical attack, we've got huge physical defense. We don't really talk about the specials though, and hopefully we can get by on our physical stats alone. The rival's going to have Chikorita in the course of this challenge. Stands to reason it's going to be the hardest of all of the Pokemon for us to go up against with the rival, even though we were able to 3-shot there. If that Growl had failed, that would probably have been a 2-shot as well. Now, I'm not that familiar with Kingler, so I don't think I'm going to be breaking any records in this challenge, but I'm hoping to get sub 110. I think my best time with Kingler was with a Gen 1 TM run, fairly similar to how we're playing it now actually, where we ended up with a 1:18:07. That was on stream as well, so you've always got to add a little bit of time on to stream challenges, because my mind isn't entirely focused on doing the challenge at hand. There are other bits and pieces I have to think about as well. Now, I think this is going to be a fairly slow burn at the start of this challenge until we are able to get our attack fairly high up. I will be focusing mostly on protein and a little bit of carbos in this challenge, and Kingler's always a lot quicker than I remember it being. I always expect it to have something like 50 base speed, so having 75 in our base speed is a nice bit of a bonus. Let's get ourselves into the first gym now. This is Falkner's Flying type gym. It's going to be either a 2 or a 3-shot on the Spearow here. We get lucky with a 2-shot and we can move on to Birdkeeper Abe. Again, it's probably going to be 2 shots on these Pidgey, but we can use a single Swords Dance to get our attack high enough so that we one-shot the pair of them this time. Unnecessary crit there, but we have defeated Abe. On to Falkner we go. He's our first gym leader together today. He is a flying type specialist who leads with Pidgey. We're going to start with a Swords Dance and a Body Slam, and then we are going to Body Slam the heck out of this Pidgeotto. Speed tied there, so we did consume our berry unfortunately, but we have obtained the Zephyr badge in 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Let us get out of here. We'll have a little chat with Elm's Aid rather. We'll get the escape rope so that we can leave all of those dungeons. And now we're going to pick up this Perscure Berry. I have a feeling that Perscure Berries might be very, very vital throughout the course of this challenge. I have a feeling there are going to be a few times where we need to set up against Pokemon that can paralyze us, and the Perscure Berry is just the trick. Into the cave we go. Oh, we get an encounter because I made one too many steps. In case you're not aware, you get 4 steps free whenever you load a map here in Pokémon Crystal. So that does mean you can stretch out your repels just a little bit when you need them. There are a few times where that actually comes in kind of handy throughout the course of the challenge, and in this Union Cave is one of those times. We're going to take full advantage of any rock grounds that we seem to come up against throughout the course of this challenge, because they will be very, very easy KOs, a lot of easy experience points for us, and overall just a very good idea to take them on. Glad we didn't get Anthony there. I did a bit of duff movement, but if that's the only duff movement we have for a while, I will be happy. Gonna get some super potions, gonna get a bunch of repels as well, and we will go and have a little chat with Kurt. He's gonna tell us that something's going on in the well. Maybe Skippy's down there, who knows? We'll have to see. This is going to be our first of 3 rocket sections today, and we're starting off with the rats. No quick attack from the rats today, that is what we like to see, so we can move on to our second grunt. Body Slam is capable of one-shotting that Zubat, and Hidden Power will definitely one-shot the Ekans. Pick up an extra super potion here, and we can take on the third grunt. This one starts off with a rat. We'll use Hidden Power and no quick attack again. Goodness. We'll use a Body Slam on the Zubat, and then we will use another Body Slam on Zubat number 2. Level 13 acquired. Let's take on the final grunt. He's got a coughing. We shall start off with a Body Slam, and then we'll finish it off with Hidden Power. Very good stuff there. Easy, easy Slowpoke well. Kurt's back has miraculously healed, so we'll just assume that he's lying there, and we'll go into our second gym together. This is Bugsy's Bug-type gym. We've got a bunch of trainers to get through because he does like to surround himself with all kinds of people, mostly bug catchers, but then he's got some twins as well for no good reason. And we are more than happy to oblige him in beating up some of his gym trainers. Let's now move on to the main event himself, though. This is Bugsy, gym leader number 2, leads with Metapod. Metapod hardens and tackles. We'll do a double sword stance, and then we shall get to sweeping. One shot on the Metapod, one shot on the Kakuna, and a one shot on the Scyther. Growing up there to level 16, and we obtain the Hive badge in 6 minutes and 17 seconds. Gonna give the extra berry to our Kingler at this point, and we're going to take on rival number 2. If we get paralysed, we'll have to take a reset because I do want to do the setup against this Ghastly. He goes for Lick. We did not get paralysed. That is what we want to see. Please do a lot of damage against this Bayleaf. Perfect. That is absolutely what we wanted to see at Rival 2. I'd rather have Reflect than have any kind of Grass-type move even think about threatening me. So we get through on our first attempt. It's always good when you run a Water type with low special defense and you get through Rival 2 very, very quickly. Rival 2 is the sticking point for so many Water type Pokemon. These days, because we focus mostly on 4 moves, it's not quite so much of an issue, because the Ice type is of course just cold water. So we do quite often have an Ice type move, but even then, it's not always guaranteed to one-shot Bayleaf. Bayleaf has a lot of bulk behind it. We're going to grab our 2 Ethers here in the forest. We will grab Tobias's Sweet Scent from the lady at the gate. And then we shall make our way north into Goldenrod. Don't want to take her. Don't want to take him. Oh, we'll have an Abra. That's fine. Just let me get through this bleeding grass. Nothing there at Specsaver's grass. So we'll go into the Pokemon Center. We'll replenish our Body Slam power points. and we shall procure ourselves a bicycle. We'll do a little bit of free advertising for the bike shop man here. We'll register the bike, and that means we can now move in double quick speed. Into the underground we go, where we have 3 trainers we're going to take on. We'll start off with this Slowpoke. Not great that we didn't one-shot that. Maybe that's the range. We'll never know because that was a crit. And then we'll take on Teru. This one would be difficult if we didn't have such huge physical attack. So we are able to one-shot the level 7 Magnemite with a body slam. We'll now reveal that we were hiding hidden power ground the entire time. And we will body slam the Voltorb. Teru down, let us grab the coin case and we're going to beat up a Lickitung. Always, always happy to beat up a Lickitung. It's such good experience. And, of course, it's just satisfying to do, isn't it? Let us escape rope out of here, and let us not forget the Rentalabra. Almost went up north there, and that's the wrong lady. Don't know why she went through her menu twice there. There's our Rentalabra. That is what we need so that we can teleport back to Goldenrod. Quick, sharp, and in a hurry. We'll take on Kim, we'll take on Walt, and we'll take on Ivan. I remember his name. Hopefully I've not just made an ass of myself there. Are you Ivan? Yes, you are. I remember your name. That means you are now a semi-important trainer in the lore of our Pokémon Crystal challenges. Got to think of a backstory for you at least. Let one come to me at some point. No, Erwin. Just pretend that we don't exist, Erwin. That is the best strategy for you. We'll body slam both of these bumhead fire ducts. No need to use a super effective move. I am going to get the Quickie C though. There are times where I think that might come in useful. And now we shall take on this trainer here. Oh, hi Mark. You've got a bunch of psychic types. We've got a very strong physical attack. This is only going to go one way for you. Just like that, we will say no to Alan today. We will, however, chat with Floria. Then we will take our Rentalabra all the way back to Goldenrod City. Do a very quick PP pit stop here. And we'll go into gym number 3. This is Whitney's normal type gym. She only has last carry guarding her. And I think this will be a fairly easy battle. It's going to be 2 shots on this Schnabbabubble, taking a little bit of damage because of a bite. But now we can take on Whitney. Gym leader number 3, normal type specialist, leads with Clefairy. We're going to Swords Dance, Double Slap, we'll take that. Supersonic, oh no. We one-shot Clefairy. Please hit through the confusion. Just like that. Not a one-shot, but we 2-shot. Oh, I always say that Clefairy's dangerous. We get through just about in 11-11. Could have been better, could have been an awful lot worse though. That metronome really does make things a bit of a gamble at Whitney if you need to set up. Because I didn't want to set up against her Miltank, because I knew she was likely to stomp. I was kind of expecting to be speed-tied with her. That didn't happen. But that is fine. We shall now make our way up to the pesky tree that's been blocking our way. It will run for the hills as we run the other way. It's kind of mutually assured fear there. And now we'll grab ourselves TM08 and the big hammer. And we'll make our way up through Ecruteak. No thank you. We don't want to take on Eggy Greggy there. Instead, we shall pick up this ether. And we'll make our way towards Olivine. On the way down to Olivine, we did pick up the Cowpoo Nugget and the Mintberry. We also reunited Derek and Ruth with their marital struggles. And now we find ourselves in Olivine. We're going to get ourselves 12 Super Repels. And then we're going to go into the cafe and speak to the correct guy so that we can get his phone number and he'll move some boulders for us a little bit later on. Kind of a pre-arranged deal there. He's happy to do it. Gives him some time out of the coastal areas as well, which I'm sure he's very happy about. Let's start ascending the lighthouse now. How much can we do against this Noctowl? Even with a growl, we can 2-shot. That's a very good sign of hopefully things to come. And we'll keep on climbing. We do have the double Growlithe Man now. We don't need to use a super effective move though. We can easily one-shot with a Body Slam. Taking a little bit of a risk actually going for Body Slam over the much higher powered Return. Hopefully that won't bite us in the bum later on, but of course Return takes a long time to build up. So it's kind of weighing up the pros and cons. Some challenges like with Muck, for instance, Body Slam I thought was better. Other challenges like with Machamp, I thought that Return would be better. It's very much a case-by-case basis for those kind of moves. We'll have a little chat with Jazz now. She wants us to get some secret potion. We will oblige, but she's going to have to wait because we need to go back to Ecruteak. Not before another PP pit stop though here in the Olivine Pokemon Center. We must never ever go into the Ecruteak Pokemon Center. Things that are unspeakable happen in that Ecruteak Pokemon Center. Let us now travel to the Dance Theatre, where we shall take on the Kimono Girls before we take on Rival 3. I want to get as many levels as possible before taking on that third rival battle, mostly so that we can try and guarantee a one-shot against the Bayleaf. It might not happen, but this is our best opportunity to try and make it work. How much do we do against this Scumbreon? We paralyse it and do about half. Critical hit there from Pursuit, still barely tickled us. Only a couple more trainers left to go now as well. It's going to be a two-shot against this Vaporeon, and we grow up to level 25. One last Jolteon left to go, and I'm hoping for a one-shot here. Otherwise, we might be a little bit screwed. Yep, we get the one-shot. Absolutely fantastic. Talk to the Rhydon for good luck, and then we will get ourselves the Raft. We can't use the Raft yet, though. We need to beat up Morty, and to beat up Morty, we need to beat up the rival. It's all a kind of weird puzzle that we've got to put together. So let's stick on a Repel now. And let's also actually get back up to full health. And we will engage him in battle. This is the third and middle rival battle he is going to lead with his Haunter. The Haunter swears at us, and that does mean we are on a clock for the rest of the battle. But we can take advantage of boosting our attack. Did it pay off? Yes, it did. No damage at all from the rival there. We are going to fall through the floor now, and that means we can release those beasts. We're being very antisocial towards Useem because he's shoehorned himself into this challenge, and we don't really want to deal with him. So instead, we'll grab this HP up, we will leave, and it will be time to go into gym number 4. We're through all of the gym trainers here in Morty's gym, and now we will take on Morty himself. We're going to employ the exact same strategy we did at the rival and hope that this Ghastly swears at us just like that. We can then one-shot the Ghastly, we will one-shot the Haunter as well. Not sure if we're going to outspeed the Gengar. We do. That means we can save the Minceberry, and we can one-shot the final Haunter there. That was a very good Morty battle in a time of 17 minutes and 46 seconds. We've already beaten up the Kimono Girls. That is meaning that we can go east now towards the Lake of Rage. Interrupted by a phone call there in-game, and it really just threw my brain for a second. I short-circuited. We are going to take on Miller today. He's got the Nidos, we've got Surf. It should be a one-shot, even with our relatively paltry special attack here. So yeah, it's a one-shot on both. That is what we like to see. That gets us up to level 30. We shall escape rope out of here now, and we will dodge both of these trainers eventually, and we'll start heading up north towards the Lake of Rage. Let's get those Super Repels into a more sensible position now. We're going to get this extra Bitterberry because I think we'll need one for Karen and one for Will. We'll avoid her, but we've been caught by this guy. Not going to complain. Take that, Lickitung. There we go. Through Brent. They're good Pokemon, Brent, and we will also take on Ron. He's got another Nidoking. We know what happens when we use Surf against the Nidoking. It just kills over. Up to the lake we go. Will we get the blue Gyarados today? No. No, we won't. It is yet another red Gyarados. We're going to use Soul's Dance a couple of times. Dragon Rage is scary, but we can one-shot the Gyarados. Red Scale acquired. Chat with this liar. Say yes to him because we have to. And then we'll also pick up the rare candy and the full restore up here at the lake. So there is the full restore. And a little bit further round, we will get our grubby mitts on a rare candy. We have to get it now, by the way, because if we come back later, there will be a trainer with the starters blocking the way, and that just will waste even more time. Let's now stick on another super repel, and we can start crossing the open seas towards Cianwood City. All kinds of dodgy things go on in Cianwood. Not quite figured out why they've put the pharmacy all the way over here. The only thing I can think of is that it's some kind of illegal secret potion. Maybe Jasmine will get suspended from the Pokemon League if we push the issue hard enough. And with that, we are in to gym number 5. This is the fighting type gym. I always thought, that if Poliwrath didn't exist, they would have made the Krabby line a water fighting type. They did something similar, didn't they, with the Crabominable line, I think that's how you pronounce it, all the way in Gen 7, so they did eventually get their fighting crab. But I have to say, as much as I love that line, which a lot of people don't, but I have a very soft spot for it, it holds nothing on Kingler. I think Kingler is the best crab crustacean Pokemon they have ever made, and probably ever will make as well. Now, we've got to get through Lung here. He's got Double Monkey Primeape, a very, very easy battle. Not quite a one-shot on the Primeape, so that does mean I'm going to use another potion there, clear the bag space, as we get ready for Chuck. Chuck is gym leader number 5. He is a fighting type specialist who leads with Primeape. We're going to double Swords Dance, and then we shall Body Slam. One shot on the Primeape, one shot on the Poliwrath, and that is Chuck all done and dusted. 21 minutes and 27 seconds for the Storm Badge. We'll get ourselves HMO2 and the air balloon off Chuck's wife, and we're going to instantly bring that air balloon up to the top of the bag, and we shall use it to get back to Olivine City. Quick pit stop in the Pokemon Center here, and we are going to ascend the lighthouse for a second time. Can't remember who I've taken on and who I haven't taken on in here though, so I've got to be very, very careful with the movement. If we do that, we guarantee we don't take on any extra encounters. We will give the secret potion to Jazz. She pretends to give it to Amphi, but really we know it's going to her Steelix. We'll escape rope out, and we will take off in hot pursuit, and we will take her on. She is gym leader number 6. She is a Steel type specialist, leads with Magnemite. One shot on Magnemite number 1. One shot on Magnemite number 2. Out comes the Steelix. We are going to use Surf to get us started, and we crit. Never mind, I was going to do some Swords Dance shenanigans there. Don't need to. Jasmine is defeated. That means I'm now going to get on with the housekeeping, and we'll meet up for the end of the Mahogany Rockets. I can't really complain at this rocket section. We only got quick attacks once throughout the entire section, which is really, really good. That meant we had a fairly quick time through here, and we can get out and get into our next gym together. We don't want to take on any trainers. We just want to take on Price. Goodness me, I must have overshot the movement there. Let us take him on. He is our next gym leader. He is the Mahogany Gym leader, and he is an Ice type specialist. Kind of messed up my words there. I couldn't understand what I was trying to say, but his Ice type leader is terrible. There's no real point in battling him. He's just going to go down in 3 one-shots. We grow to level 37, and we do defeat Price. Glacier Badge acquired in 28 minutes on the nose. Always happy with sub-hour, or should I say sub-half-hour 7 badges. In case it isn't obvious enough, by the way, I'm still suffering really badly from the brain fog with this flare-up. It will eventually subside, but we don't know when, and we don't know how, and we don't know why. It's one of those things with Crohn's. It's cyclical but not predictable, if that makes sense. Like, I get mini flare-ups a couple of times a month, slightly bigger ones every quarter, massive ones every 6 months or so, And then every year to 2 years, I have one that just leaves me completely bedridden for a while. It's nasty, but you just have to get on with it, I suppose. And that's exactly what we're doing here in the ice path as well. Getting very, very good with the strength puzzle movement there now that I've got the new controller again. So hopefully I'll be able to keep that up. We are going to take the shortcut through the rock here. We are going to pick up TM44 because I do sell a lot of TMs for a vitamin shop a little bit later on. We're going to get the iron here. Don't know why someone's leaving their domestic appliance in the ice path. Surely it'll melt all the ice and it'll just become another watery cave. Anyway, let's now get ourselves over to Blackthorn. We'll procure ourselves 12 of their finest max repels, and that will keep us stinky enough now for the rest of the challenge. Elixir, he barely knows her. Get past that spinner who I'm finally getting good at avoiding. And then we also want to get the PP up, as well as the extra Periscure Berry. I knew there was a reason we were coming down here. With all that done, we can get ourselves back to Goldenrod, where we're going to have the 4th and penultimate rival battle. We have now got through the first part of the rocket section, and I've done it again. Got the early pink bow in this one because I think we might need it for the Golbats here. If we were running return, we definitely wouldn't, but I think this is going to be our best chance of one-shotting Golbats so we don't end up confused. We'll use Hidden Power against the Magnemite, get rid of it before it has a chance to do anything bad. We're going to use a double Body Slam against the Meganium. Poison Powder's just a bit of a troll. As opposed to anything too concerning, we can use a Hidden Power on the Haunter, and then we shall use a Body Slam against the Sneasel Pleasel, and that is the rival all defeated. I've now got a bunch of rockets to take care of, so we'll meet back up at the very top of this radio tower. So we've got just one more rocket left to go. He is the final executive of the radio tower section. Leads with Houndour that we can body slam away. We'll do the same against his coughing. And then we shall do a third body slam against the Houndoom. 3 one-shots, finishes off the rockets once and for all. We get the clear bell, still don't care what it does. Stop yakking, we've got things to do, places to go, people to see. Thank you, Marie, but we've already got a pink bow courtesy of Tuscany. However, you lady with the green hair, we would like a radio card, please. 112, 1 and 2 is the solution to getting a radio card. And with that, we can now leave and make our way over to Blackthorn City. Going to do a very, very quick PP pit stop here. And then we shall make our way into the next gym. This is Claire's Dragon-type gym. Unlike Lance, she actually is a specialist in the Dragon types, but I still don't particularly like her anyway. She is related to the Liar, and that is enough for me to take a bit of a disliking of her. We shall now take on this Liar Cool Trainer Fran rather, who does not have any kind of dragon. And this is where the switch from Body Slam to Return would be fantastic. But we lock into 4 moves at the beginning of the challenge, and we are not able to swap them. So we're going to have to make do with what we have, unfortunately. And that means there are going to be times where we take little bits of damage here and there. We might even end up being paralysed against Lola here. I hope we don't. But there is definitely a greater than 0 chance of that happening. Let's see. No, we do one-shot it, thank goodness for that. We are going to hold on to one of our 2 Periscure Berries for this battle though, and we will take Claire on. She is our next gym leader, a Dragon-type specialist, leads with Dragonair. Now it is probably a range. Oh, we get the double miss. We're going to be able to save this Periscure Berry. Not sure where else we'll need it, but I'm not going to complain. One-shot City on all of those Dragonair. We'll use another Body Slam there against Kingler. And that is Claire defeated. Let us now rush into the Dragon's Den, quick, sharp, and in a bloody hurry. Stick on another Super Repel for that. And we've got Darren to take care of as well. Hopefully he doesn't Thunder Wave us. Should be able to one-shot it. Yep, just like that. Get ourselves down through to next to the Twins, where we'll get a Max Elixir. We'll use Whirlpool, and then we shall go into the Dragon Shrine, where we'll do double 1, 2, 1 and 2. I said double 1, 2, 1 and 2. What are you doing? I saw my cursor move. Absolute nonsense there. Still, even with that mess up, we are just about getting sub 40-minute Claire, 39.55 for our Claire split. With that, we can make our way towards the Pokemon League next. On our way towards the Pokemon League today, I think we're just going to avoid as many trainers as possible. I don't think we need to take too many trainers on at all in order to get a good time through the Pokemon League, because we do have Swords Dance, so we are going to avoid all of those. We'll go straight into the Hill House here to get our PP back up to maximum. We don't want to take on Inevitable Joyce. We don't want to take on you either. We are getting really bad spinner luck here. We will take on this guy, though. He should be fairly simple. Should be a one-shot with Body Slam on his Parasect. And then hopefully a one-shot with the Golduck. Critical hit, so we'll never know. Growing up to level 47, we do have to take on Big Beth with her Rapidash. No two ways about that. We'll use Hidden Power to guarantee the one-shot there. Nice, pretty good stuff there. We'll get the Max Elixir, we'll do the Loop-de-Loop. Repel wears off, and we can make our way in to Victory Road. Stick on another Super Repel. We do need to pick up the HP up in here, because we did not have the HP up from the Burnt Tower left. I did sell it for vitamins. That's becoming part of my standard routing now, selling it for vitamins, because it does allow me to get extra protein on our physical attackers. Let us now take on this rival for one last time. We're going to take full advantage of Sneasel being pathetically bad at attacking us, and we'll get ourselves up to maximum attack. That means there will be literally nothing that can stand in the way of us here. We are going to one-shot every single one of the rivals' Pokemon, just like that. Kadabra's the last Pokemon, one last Body Slam, seals his fate for another challenge. 42.06 for rival number 5. Gonna do a very quick heal here, then we shall procure as many full restores as we land on. And now we shall pause the timer to take a look at our stats and moves going into the league. So the 4 moves we committed to at the start of the challenge are Body Slam, Hidden Power, Swords Dance, and Surf. Hidden Power Ground, by the way. We have 129 HP at level 48, 162 in attack, 144 in defense, 80 in the specials, and 108 in speed. Now, I think we should be in for an okay league, maybe. There are a couple of places where it could go wrong, potentially at Koga, depending on how his Crobat wants to play. Again, Karen could be a question mark. It depends on whether we get an accuracy drop. I think the rest, though, should be absolutely fine. There is only one way to find out, though, and that is to restart the timer. We are going to swap to the Bitterberry for the Will Battle, because we'll probably end up confused. And we shall take him on. He is our first league member. He is a Psychic type specialist who leads with Xatu. He goes for Psychic. Interesting. We'll go for Body Slam then. We'll use another Body Slam against the Executor. We knock it out in 1. Here comes Jinx, and there goes Jinx. Up next is Slowbro. Probably going to be a range, so we will use a Sword Stance as he goes for Amnesia. We grow to 49, and then we will one-shot Xatu. League member 1 done. Time for league member number 2. This is Koga. He is a poison type specialist, and he's going to lead with Ariados. Once again, we'll set up a Sword Stance or 2 against this Ariados. The Ariados starts drinking us, and we are missing all over the shop, but we eventually hit it, and that is now our key to victory. We say goodbye to the Venomoth. Probably not going to be able to one-shot this fortress, but he doesn't become a bomb, so we can two-shot it. We will Body Slam the Muck, and then we shall grow to level 50, and we can Body Slam the Crobat. Bit of a slow Koga there because of all the double teams, but we still did just about make it through. We're going to use a full restore at this point, and then we'll get on with Bruno. League member number 3, Fighting Type Specialist, leads with Hitmontop. Hitmontop is just free setup. Just like that, we can get 3 Swords Dances off because he used Detect as well. And that means everything now will be a guaranteed one-shot. We will delete all of Bruno's Pokemon off the face of the bloomin' planet. We'll use Surf against the Onyxo just to be extra safe. And that is Bruno defeated. That brings us on to Karen. We've got some prep work to do for Karen. First thing we'll do is max ether our Body Slam. We'll full restore. We're still holding on to that Bitterberry, so we will now use our 5 rare candies, get ourselves up to level 56. We will use the HP up, and we shall hope for the best. This is Karen. She's a Dark type specialist, and she leads with Umbreon. Sword Stance time, Sand Attack failed, Confuse Ray, that's what we want, Bitterberry kicks in, goodbye Umbreon, who's next? Vileplume, no problem, Body Slam to the face. We've got Gengar, we've got Hidden Power, we've got no Gengar anymore. We'll use a Body Slam against the Murkrow, and the last Pokemon is going to be her Houndoom. Another Body Slam finishes her off, and we have defeated Karen. Let us move straight on to Lance. He is the liar with the flyers. He's the final obstacle between us and the Hall of Fame. He leads with Gyarados. Swords Dance 1, Swords Dance 2, Swords Dance 3, and we sweep. Goodbye Gyarados, who's next? Dragonite, one shot with Body Slam. You're going to try again with your level 47? Yes you are. Exactly the same thing goes on. Are you sending your 50 out next? Absolutely. It is all the same to our Kingler. We outspeed the Scarodactyl, no need to worry there. We've got one last Charizard left to go, and we have defeated Lance. 45-58 for our Lance split. That will be the time that will go on to our midpoint leaderboard. But before we get there though, we've got to get our final Hall of Fame time, and we are clocking in at 46 minutes and 14 seconds. I am very, very, very impressed with how well Kingler's done so far. I genuinely thought we'd be about 5 minutes slower at this point. Thought we'd easily get sub-hour league, but didn't think we'd do this well. Let's take a look at the midpoint leaderboard. And on our midpoint leaderboard, we're clocking in at a very respectable 5th place. In between Muck and Scyther there on our 4 moves midpoint leaderboard. That does push Furret on to the second page, now heading up page 2 of our 4 moves midpoint leaderboard. And Snorlax had better watch out because he is next in the page 1 drop zone. If we now take a look at the overall midpoint leaderboard, we are still on page 1 in 5th place. In between Kyogre there and Scyther, and I think that is a very, very good time for our Kingler. We have definitely saved an awful lot of time compared to our first ever Kingler run. Admittedly, it was 3 years ago, and of course it wasn't a like-for-like comparison, because we start off with 4 very powerful moves in this series. However, in order to get this much higher up the leaderboard, we have to be doing something a little bit better, don't we? So we are very much in the good period for our Kingler at the moment. It is only half the story though, it could all change. We do have another 8 gym badges plus the red fight left to come, so I tell you what, you'd better dare not go anywhere, because Kanto is next. And now we are rejoining the action as we always do here in Vermilion City, where the first thing we're going to do in Kanto is pick up a rare candy from the chairman of the Pokemon Fan Club. With that safely tucked away in our bag for another challenge, we'll take a quick trip over a tiny bit of water and make our way in to our first Cantonian gym. This is Lieutenant Surge's electric type gym, but we will make absolutely sure that the electric type does not have the advantage over us. He is going to lead with Raichu. We'll use Body Slam against the Raichu and it will be a one-shot. Up next is Magneton, will swap to Hidden Power, and that is also a one-shot. Onto the Electabuzz we go, and now we can just hold down Body Slam for the rest of this battle. No problems at all here as we grow up to level 59 against the first Electrode. And that is our first Kantonian badge in 48 minutes and 12 seconds. Let us now head up towards Saffron City, where we'll dip into the Pokemon Center and we'll make our way into Sabrina's gym. She is going to be gym leader number 2 of 8 here in Kanto. She is a Psychic type specialist and she's going to lead with Pescion. We outspeed the Pescion and we one-shot it. If we one-shot the Pescion, we're going to one-shot the Mr. Mime. If we one-shot the Mr. Mime, then we are going to one-shot the Alakazam. Very good stuff there. That is Sabrina defeated, Marsh Badge acquired, and now we can leave and we can do a very quick trip back to the Pokemon Center. I'm also going to do a quick PP heal here now because we have consumed a lot of body slams and we're going to need some for the next part of the challenge because it's going to be the only move that isn't resisted by most of these grass type trainers. Our third Kantonian gym, as it quite often is going to be Erica's grass type gym. Once again, another gym with a type advantage over us, but once again it won't really matter because all of these Kantonian leaders are fairly weak, at least until we get to blue. So I am not foreseeing any issues at all here. We're just going to body slam our way through this gym, and I think we'll body slam our way through the next gym as well. We're just going to get through this Parasect, and then we can take Erica on. She is our third gym leader in Kanto, our 11th overall grass-type specialist who leads with Tangela. Now we are going to have to Swords Dance there. Giga Drain is absolutely fine, because now we can get to sweeping. It's going to be a one-shot on all of the rest of Erica's Pokemon. We could probably have done it the other way around by just body slamming, but this way we guarantee the one-shot against the Blossom as well. 50 minutes and 17 seconds there for the Rainbow Badge. Now, it is very unlikely that we are going to get sub-hour on this challenge. The nature of Kingler means we're going to be doing a lot of setup, and those setup turns will add up, but I'm still going to try and do my best to get as low a time as possible for this Pokemon, and we're going to continue that by taking on Janine. She is the midway point for the Kantonian leaders. She's gym leader number 4, a poison type specialist who led with Crobat. Crobat's a one-shot, as is Ariados. Her first Weezing comes out. Once again, it's a one-hit wonder. Same with Weezing number 2. And that just leaves a Venomoth left to go. She doesn't waste her money. She goes straight in for the KO there. And we do defeat her in 51:08. Right, that is our first set of Kantonian leaders all completed. We should now use the Rentalabra to get ourselves over to Saffron City, where we've got to get past our least favourite spinner. We do it. I'm starting to get the timing down on him. Still not consistent, but it's definitely getting better. We're going to take on Hiker Jimothy and his Machamp, and I'll now make my way through Rock Tunnel. Pretty good. Rock Tunnel for once got through fairly easily. That means we can now make it into the power plants. The repel wears off there. That's a sign of a slightly better than average Rock Tunnel. That means we can now leave here and make our way over to Saffron City once more, where we're going to cycle up to Cerulean. This is going to be where our next gym is, but we're not going to take it on for some time because we've got to do Nugget's Bridge. In order to do Nugget Bridge, we need to scare the grunt out of the gym. We'll cycle past him and pretend that we didn't notice him. And now we shall take on the bridge. Starting off with Schoolboy Dudley here. Now, I should have an ether or an elixir or something that I can use just to increase our PP once more. And on this bridge, I want to talk about something I've been thinking about for a while with challenge running. I'm really trying to find a good analogy for how to be a pretty good challenge runner, even if I do say so myself. And the best way I've thought is it's almost like a jigsaw with multiple solutions. You have loads of different potential ways that you can complete the puzzle, but there will be one way that is quickest for each individual Pokemon. And your job as a challenge runner is to figure out exactly which way is best for each Pokemon. Sometimes the solution will be obvious, other times you might have to slow yourself down in places to then speed yourself up elsewhere. That's all part of the fun of doing challenge runs though, especially if you do it like me. I am always one of those people who does zero prep work for a run. The first time I see the 4 moves learn set is about 5 minutes before I start recording for the challenge. So quite often I am very much winging it, but that's the way I enjoy doing challenge running. I don't like putting hundreds of attempts into the same Pokemon. I get very, very bored very, very easily if I do it that way. I have tried and my brain just says no. Now, I have done a little bit of prep work here for Misty. Swapped back to Pink Bow and also used an elixir so that we have plenty of power points. We one-shot the Golduck, we are onto the Quagsire, and that's another one-shot. Out comes the Lapras. I think it's going to be a 2-shot, and it's using Perish Song. Bloody Perish Song. Shouldn't affect us too much because we can then one-shot the Starmie, and we have defeated Misty. Cascade Badge acquired. Let us now grab the machine parts, mustn't forget that, and we can Rentalabra our way over to the power plant once more. Up here we're going to stick on a Max Repel, and that will get us all the way to Pewter City. So let us go into the power plant. There you go, there's your soggy machine parts. I'd recommend drying it off, otherwise you might short circuit something. But if you can just hold on like 10 minutes or so, then you can put it in and we won't be bothered anymore. Let us chat with the manager of the radio tower as well to get the X-Men card, and we shall fly over to Vermilion City. Quick cycle round to the Snorlax here, and we shall equip the Pokeflute channel on the Pokegear. I was going to say the Radio Flute channel then on the Radio Gear, but that would have made absolutely no sense whatsoever. Out the other side of Rock Tunnel, we get a very awkward end to the rappel, but it doesn't matter anyway, because now we are in Brock's gym. He is going to be a Rock-type leader. Well, he already is a Rock-type leader, but he's going to be the Rock-type leader that we face. He is going to be our third from last gym leader, and he leads with Graveler. We are going to take no risks against any of these Pokemon. We are going to surf our way through all of them. That is going to give us the best chance to get through. We're going to have to use super effective moves anyway, and Surf runs neutral against the fossils. And that was a very easy Brock. 56-35 for the Boulder Badge. Now we must not bump into 3-drill, having some really bad 3-drill luck lately. We'll make it up with some perfect movement now, trust me, that's exactly what is going to happen. We Max Repel, we Air Balloon, we dip into the Pokemon Center, then we cycle all the way down Route 1. We go to the left of the sailor here, the swimmer rather, not a sailor. If he was a sailor he'd have a boat and he wouldn't be in the water. We chat with Blue, we ignore what he's got to say because we are very much in go mode at this point. He leaves, we'll meet back up with him in a moment. We'll cross the open sea here to Blaine, and we shall take him on. He is our penultimate gym leader, Fire-type specialist, leads with Magcargo. Hidden Power is a one-shot and an unnecessary critical hit there. Another Hidden Power one-shot on the Bumhead Fireduck. And we'll swap to Body Slam for the Rapidash. Good stuff. Easy Blaine, Volcano Badge in 57-42. Let us now get back to Viridian City. We are going to go into the gym, and in preparation for this gym, we are going to very quickly use just a Super Potion, get us up to near full health. This is Blue. He is our final gym leader. He leads with Pidgeot. We are going to use Swords Dance against Pidgeot, and we can probably set up 3 Swords Dances, so then we can get to sweeping. It's a one-shot on the Pidgeot, out comes Executor. We don't need to pay that any attention, we knock it out in 1. Same thing happens with the Alakazam, and then we've got Gyarados. Another one shot for another Pokemon growing up to 65. We misclick there. We're going to use Hidden Power against the Rhydon. Make sure it goes down in 1. And then we have the Arcanine. Very, very, very easy battle there against Blue. 58-39 for the badge. That means we can go over to Pallet Town now, where we'll have a little chat with Professor Oak. He is going to tell us that we've not caught any Pokemon, but he's going to unlock Mount Silver anyway. I think he's a little bit confused, because normally you need HM friends to traverse the terrain, but we have fancy HM items. Going to use a Max Repel here to get over there. We dodge the hardest ledge in the game, and now we are very much on the way to Silver Cave. We are not getting sub-hour here, unfortunately, but we are going to get very, very close. Maybe on a different day with slightly different ranges we could get sub-hour with Kingler, but it wasn't meant to be today. I'll now Rare Candy, get ourselves through that first dark room, and we'll meet back up for Red. And so we are making it to Red at just shy of 1 hour. We are not going to have an easy Red battle here, I don't think. There is a lot that can and probably will go wrong. We'll give it a bloody good go anyway. This is Red. He is the final trainer of the challenge. He leads with Pikachu. We're going to use Swords Dance, and we are playing for a Thunder Miss, really. That is going to give us the best chance of getting through this battle. I think he's always going to go for Thunder as opposed to going for Charm, and it's only 70% likely to hit, but we know what the AI can be like, and that is very annoying already. We'll swap sides, change of luck maybe. Who knows? No, same old thing. I think Red's Pikachu has been on the old secret potion here. Goodness me, we should not be seeing this many Thunders land in a row. There we go, we've got a miss. Body Slam the Pikachu, get rid of it. Up next is Venusaur. He takes in Sunlight. We can use that as another turn of setup. We one-shot it, so he sends out his Peskeon. Peskeon uses Reflect, but we still do one-shot. We'll use the Swords Dance here against the Snorlax. We are going to take a single turn of Body Slam. No, we're not. He is fully paralysed. That should spell the end of Red now. Blastoise uses Surf. Reflect has faded. It is now all over for Red. We don't get burnt by Flamethrower, and we defeat Red in 101-16. Oh, so close yet so far for a sub-hour with Kingler. That is still a major improvement on any other time we have had for Kingler. So now let's take a look at the final leaderboards. And so on our 4 moves leaderboard, we are in a very, very good 5th place for this challenge. Just behind Alakazam there, and a lot ahead of Machamp. Porygon 2 is now our new leader on page 2 with a 109.10, tied there with Marowak. And of course, Octillery had better watch out, because it is next to drop down on to page 2 there in the page 1 drop zone. If we now take a look at our overall Crystal leaderboard, because we're top 5, once again we are going to be 5th place on the overall leaderboard as well. In between Zangoose this time and Alakazam there, Rayquaza had better watch out because it is in the all leaderboard page 1 drop zone, and Zangoose number 2 there is heading up page 2. I am very happy with the results of this challenge. It feels like the conclusion to a 3-year arc to get a very good time for Kingler. If I'm not mistaken, the original Kingler challenge was in the 150s or something, so I reckon it's towards the middle of our second from last page. Because of course we have started a new page with this challenge. We have gone through so many challenges together. This leaderboard keeps on growing and growing. We've got Magcargo now at the bottom of the page for the first time in forever. You can see we saved 180 places overall, and we've got Shuckle on the end of this new page. But with that, we are done. So I'm going to say thank you all so much for watching. It's been a pleasure as always, and I will catch you all very, very soon.